Hello and welcome to another video. I have been meaning to do this one for a really long time, but then I got distracted, I got busy, I've had a few deadlines, and I'm kind of at the point where I am desperate to get this done so that I can put things away. And this is my makeup diaries or shop my stash, where I think I'm up to number 7, number 8, maybe number 9. I'm not sure. But this is absolutely overflowing. Like it's probably the fullest it's ever been. And I have a bit of time right now, and the you know who reminder just went off, so I have about a half hour before the next one comes on. Hopefully I'll be done by then. If not, I will have to, turn off the recording and turn it back on, that kind of stuff. But hubby's in the background there. Darling, say hi to Echo.
Hi, Echo.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna jump in and get started. I don't have a lot on my face because I've been at home today. I've kind of been working from home. I haven't really made up, so I just threw on some powder, some eyebrows, blush, and lips. So I'm just going to talk about what I have on my face because that's all gone in there. And I really didn't do much. I have a loose mineral powder foundation, which is actually a mix of a couple of things. The Nude by Nature Natural Mineral Cover Radiant Loose Powder Foundation, as well as they've got a green one, which is the blemish one, control one. And I was kind of getting down on that, and I actually really hate the regular one that they have. So I mixed the two. And then I also had some loose powder foundation also by, I think it was Thin Lizzy. I forget now because I've tossed the container, and I don't love it. And I think part of it is that I keep thinking that, oh, it's a loose powder mineral foundation, and my skin actually, the texture and everything, doesn't actually like mineral loose powder foundation because it doesn't work very well as a powder foundation on me. And I'm buffing and I'm buffing and I'm buffing, and it just, the pores around here do not look cute when I wear this. So today I've got a little bit of this on, and I've kind of mixed it with my Coty Airspun powder, and it actually looks pretty decent. And I didn't go for coverage or anything like that. I just kind of went for just mattifying and a little whatever. I don't even have words for it. But so I used my Coty Airspun, and I do use my Coty Airspun quite a lot in general anyway, so that's kind of a staple. I use my NARS Orgasm because that's easy. It's old and I'm still working at it, but as you can see, there's a lip, the metal bit there, so it's gone down quite a bit. I'm kind of hoping I'll hit pan it soon at some point. It's what I've got on my cheeks right now, and it's my favorite blush. I think, I'm fairly certain, if you know, they have those videos going around, if you could only have one of every item, I think the NARS Orgasm blush would be my one of every item in the blush category. On the lips, it's a little bit patchy. I haven't done a very good job of it. I am wearing my 𝐬𝐤𝐥𝐿 Beauty. I'm not really sure how to pronounce this, but it's one of those glossy lip tints that I like, that feel kind of gel-like and cushiony, and then they do leave a stain. And see, it looks evenish on my lips, but the darker color just seems to not be quite even. Let me see if I can fix this. You'll have to just bear with me. This is just the way my videos go. Yeah, that's a lot better. This is as good as it's gonna get. It's pretty dark, isn't it? This is a dark color for me. It's not a color I normally wear. But it felt like something, like I wanted something that was a brownie red that, I don't know how I feel about this, to go with my top. And 𝐬𝐥𝐿 will laugh. 𝐬𝐥𝐿, in case you're wondering, don't make me get up because I don't have pants on. This top actually has a matching pair of pants, but there are no pants, and so don't make me get up. And of course, I've been using my Guerlain Meteorites. It's still powder. It's still, I think it's going down. I have to watch back like older videos to see how it's doing, but it's slowly going down. And then I have been using my Wet n Wild. This is a bronzer. I think I've talked about this before. It's very old, and I'm pretty sure it's discontinued. But this is their Reserve Your Cabana. And look how pale it is. It's like the color of my skin. So it makes a great finishing powder, and it looks really, really beautiful on my skin. And my mom recently gave me 2 more because I asked her if she had any more from like the stash I brought back from the US from her a couple of years ago, and she said she did. So I've got 2 more that I can crack into once I'm done with this, which I'm very, very happy about. Okay, I've got a bunch of stuff to, I'm going to just start pulling things out. I have a few things that I'm going to declutter because I hate it. 2 of them are these L'Oreal lip products. They're supposed to be like a hydrating matte. They're supposed to be, they're called the matte resistant L'Oreal liquid lipsticks, I guess. But they look terrible, and they kind of peel off, and they don't set nicely, not on me anyway. And I know this because the last time I tried it, and it's been sitting in this basket ever since, was in a video, and it got like patchy after a few minutes of me talking, and it looked terrible. And then I reapplied it, and I talked for another, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes or whatever it was, because my videos tend to be long, and it just got patchy again, and it looked like I was like peeling chunks off it, and it was just, forget it. I already can't wear it because it's matte, and my lips do not like matte lips products because it dries my lips out. So I really only wear this when I film a video, and it was in my only use for a little while you film a video, you know, pile, because it looks nice, because, you know, it's opaque and things like that. And these are the 2 colors that I have. They're gorgeous colors, and I love them, but they just look terrible, you know, on the application. So I have 245 French Kiss, which is this one. And then I have 400, what's the name? Spill the Tea, which is this one. And they're gorgeous. They're totally my colors, but I'm getting rid of them. They're horrible, and they're getting decluttered. The other thing that's on the chopping block for decluttering that I need to pull out are these squeezy, tubey blush things, which are taking up a lot of room. And there's the 𝐬𝐥𝐿 Beauty Highlight Glow. I don't even know what brand it is. 𝐒𝐿𝐥𝐿 Beauty. It's a blush. What is this? Another 𝐬𝐥𝐿 Beauty. And another 𝐬𝐥𝐿 Beauty. And another 𝐬𝐥𝐿 Beauty. So these are not, like, the colors are nice enough, but they don't set well. See, they look nice, and I've talked about this, but they don't set well, and they look horrible on my skin. They get patchy, and they mess up my foundation and my base underneath, which basically means it just looks terrible. And I've tried, this one is the 𝐒𝐿𝐴 blush number 2. And I've tried everything I can on its own, with powder, with foundation, without anything, setting it, not setting it. I just cannot make it work. And I think I said I kind of thought I had managed to make it work at one point. I was wrong. It just didn't work. But I mean, look, they're pretty and I do like them, but I can't get them to work and I can't get them to look nice on me. So do you know what? It is not worth the angst and the effort. If I'm going to deal with angst, I'll look how pretty that pink one is. I'll deal with it, you know, in the books that I have to edit and the books that I have to read for work. Which is funny because hubby's reading a book. I recommended to him right now, and he said, "Oh, there's angst." And I said, "Oh, what's going on?" He goes, "Oh, this happened." And I was like, "That's not real angst. Look, see, this is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. Look, they're all gorgeous, but I just can't get them to work. They don't set, and so they're gonna get tossed and good riddance. So I'm just gonna get them out of the way. They can go on the floor for now, and I can wipe my hands and continue on. So that's stuff that's being decluttered, and bye-bye. I'm very pleased with that. That would free up some room, and decluttering is a good thing. My friend Steph will be so proud of me. On the eyeshadow front, I have the, what is this called? The Nude Edition from Essence. This is gorgeous. I do, at some point, still want the, what's that called? I Need a Nude palette from Natasha Denona because I really like those colors. But in the meantime, this is a nice alternative. These colors here, actually the lighter colors, are the ones that I use the most. But look at that pigmentation. It is just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I am loving that. And I think that was only like $7 or $7.50. Essence is so underrated because it's so affordable and the quality is amazing. And we don't even get like half the things that they release because I think it's a German brand or a European brand. Yeah, Frankfurt. German brand. And so, and this is made in Italy, so you know it's really nice quality. What other eyeshadow have I used? Ah, yes, an oldie but a goodie, the Infallible eyeshadow in Bronzed Taupe. This is gorgeous. It's a pigment. If you've been around a while, you know what this is, and it's very pigmented. The quality is amazing. But I have discovered, because I used this a few times, it's too dark for me now. Like that color on my eyes is almost like a dark brown smoky eye on me, and I feel like it's too dark. I don't feel comfortable wearing it, and if I do wear it, I feel like I need to wear it for a night out or if I'm going out in the evening. But I never go out in the evening because I'm old and I'm boring. So, you know, this is my evening. Hubby in the background reading, me filming a video. Usually I'm also reading. What else do we have on the eyeshadow front? I've used this a lot. This is the Kind Collective Face Glorious Shimmer Bronzer in number 5. Teeny tiny for a bronzer. Terrible color for a bronzer for me, because it's pretty much like copper. So I use it as an eyeshadow, and it is a gorgeous, gorgeous eyeshadow color on me, and I love it as an eyeshadow. And I'm finding, like, these days I'm using a lot more bronzer as eyeshadow because that mid-tone color really, really works for me. And I'm just looking at, you know, who that's where my phone camera is perched on top of, and the lights come on, and I'm very nervous about it starting to make sounds. It hasn't yet. So this is my Ulta in the US Beauty eyeshadow in the color Camel. It's just a really nice, almost skin tone, you know, you can barely see it, blending color for me. I just use it to blend out the edges of my eyeshadow when I wear it, and I use this a lot. This is kind of my go-to when I'm wearing eyeshadow if I need something just to blend out. So I use that a lot. What else am I using? What else have I used for the eyes? Not much, actually. I haven't... It's been 2.5 months, and I'm only just starting to feel better from having been really unwell through most of our winter, because we have had a lot of germs going around. There's been a lot of bugs going around. They've been bad bugs, and I've got hit badly. And I think I got sick, like, I don't know, 3-4 times. Twice was really bad, where I had to have like 2 rounds of antibiotics, and I had to take like 2 lots of antibiotics, and so there was just not much makeup wearing, not much going out, so there was not a lot of eyeshadow, and that's why this basket was so full, because it just kept piling up and piling up. This is another Kind Collective. This is their eyeshadow sticks. I don't love these eyeshadow sticks as eyeshadow sticks because they're kind of dry and they drag. However, I did learn that I can use this as a smudgy eyeliner under my eyes if I use like a eyeliner brush like this, and that works really, really well. So that's how I've been using these, and I use this color. That's a really pretty bronzy color under my eye, and I have no idea what color this is because it doesn't say anywhere, but it's a bronzy color. And then, oh yes, this is another declutter. This is from Makeup Max. I think this was a gift. It's called Glass, and I'm not surprised it was a gift because I have no idea who would actually buy it to use. It's supposed to be some kind of a gloss balm, like, can you see that shine? Highlight. So it's like a balmy stick highlight, but you guys, it does not set down. So you basically, I'll just tap some on here. So you see, it's got that really nice shine, which is great. But, you know, for everyday wear, it's just, it's ridiculous because it doesn't set down and it will stay sticky the whole time. And I've tried using it, but I don't like wet, sticky stuff that doesn't set on my face. So that's going to get decluttered as well. And unfortunately, there is no way for me to pass these on because it's all used makeup. So it just has to end up getting decluttered. What did I drop? I think I dropped something, but I can't find it. I can't see it because it's dark down there. Okay. Continuing on, lips, a few other things. Lips, I found these. They're looking a little manky. They still work, but these are the Luxe Liquid Lips from the Disney Designer Collection, and this is in the color Prince Philip, and this is in the color Prince Edward. So I'm assuming though they're just princes from from like Disney shows, cartoons. I think Prince Philip, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Prince Philip is from Sleeping Beauty, but I have no idea who Prince Edward is. So, but the colors are really pretty. It's a really soft, lovely liquid lipstick. It feels nice enough. This one was Prince Edward on my lips, and I tried it. I didn't hate it, so I will keep using it. And actually, believe it or not, this texture, because of the way it is a little bit moussey and the way it sits down, it's beautiful on the cheeks. It is. I use it on the cheeks as well, and it is absolutely gorgeous on the cheeks. And this one, the second one here, is Prince Philip. Sorry, I did use those. In case you're new and you're wondering, and you actually made it this far, this is sort of my way of making sure that I use my stuff. I do it. It's sort of like a makeup diaries, shop my stash, project pan, and things I use up and stuff like that. And it makes me, I guess, a little bit more responsible about what I have and just using what I have. I do every now and then throw in something new, but that's rare. And I try really hard not to, because it's funny. I was talking to my friend Steph today, and she's overseas at the moment, and she's saying, oh, I went to my Happy Place. And I'm like, what's this? What Happy Place is this? And she's at a makeup store. I think it's like a K-beauty makeup store. And she's showing me this highlighters, and she goes, I don't need a highlighter, but I really want this highlighter. and I said, oh, look, I don't need a highlighter too, but I know that Hindash just recently released a new highlighter, and it's gorgeous, but I don't need another highlighter. So there you go. Laura Geller. I think this is my favorite Laura Geller, what do you call that? Blush. It's the Baked Heart Blush and Highlight Pink Valentine and French Vanilla. So the highlight is French Vanilla, which is a very popular highlighter, and the blush is called Pink Valentine, and it is, I kid you not, it is so gorgeous. Look at that. That is, I'm just happy every time I use it. And normally I just blend it all together, and that's the color I end up with. So it's got that really pretty glowy pinky color, and this is totally my color. So I absolutely love it. But I do think that particular one, I don't know, with the heart in it and the two blended together, I don't know if they still have that. I know the French Vanilla is still a color they have in highlighters, but I'm not sure about that Pink Valentine color blush, because I don't keep up with Laura Geller a lot. Models Prefer, another blush. This is a very old one. It's just called Desk to Date, and I've had this a long time, and I think Models Prefer may have changed their packaging since then. I don't know. I think also Models Prefer is a local Priceline brand. It's the Priceline house brand, and this is another, you can tell the kind of color blushes I like, right? Peachy, pinky, with a hint of gold highlight in it. This one is bonkers in terms of the pigmentation, so I went way overboard with it, not realizing that it was so pigmented, and then I was like just buffing and trying to get it out just to blend it out, because it was so pink. But look how pretty that is, and that was what my cheeks looked like. I just, you know, whereas with NARS Orgasm, I can go to town on it and it still never builds up to anything particularly outrageous, and it still looks just beautiful. I guess the thing I like about NARS Orgasm is I can be careless with it and it still looks beautiful, and it's very, I guess, no fail for me. So that's why I love it. Well, and this is the OXX. I think this is a Kmart brand, highlighter powder, and it's actually more, it's a blush on me. It's the texture is weird, I have to admit, because it's dry. It feels very dry, but again, it's gorgeous. It's very glowy, very, very glowy. And that's what I like. Look at that glow. That's what I like about it. The fact that it's very, very glowy. And I wear that as a blush. And I do absolutely love it. Oh, here's something I finished up. Did I finish this up? No, I didn't. What is, oh. This is a concealer powder. It's actually a very old Jane Iredale loose mineral powder foundation, and I put a little bit in here. And because I've been sick and my skin hasn't been as well taken care of as I should have, I've had a few breakouts, and when I've had breakouts, I usually find that if I do, like, I sandwich, if I do a little bit of this underneath and then foundation and then this back on top and then set, that will cover up the breakout and it'll last really a really long time. So, and this, I've had this forever, but you know, I only need the tiniest little bit, so it looks like I've just not made much progress on it because I use, like, you know, that much at a time. Eyebrow front, I've been going back to, not today, but I've been going back to my brow pomades, and this is an old ColourPop. It's so old that the writing has worn off, and it's in the color Banging Brunette. It still works. It's a little dry, but I actually prefer it to be dry because then it's not crazy pigmented like the, what do you call those? Anastasia Beverly Hills ones, which get way too pigmented and it's hard to control. So I do really like this. And it's discontinued because I don't think ColourPop, who are notoriously good at discontinuing things, actually make brow pomades anymore. On the face, where am I? Oh, we're talking about eyebrows, so let's just keep going on the eyebrows. Eyebrow. Okay. All right, this is the Anastasia Brow Wiz, which everybody knows about. It's actually tiny. It's only about that big. But it was driving me crazy. It was too small. I couldn't find it in my container, and I wanted to stand it up. So I taped a stick to the end of it so it's a lot longer. It looks like a full-length one, but it's not. It's only about that much. So it's a small one. And I discovered this is the first time I have ever used a kind of like a skinny brow pencil like this. And I discovered that I really like it just to do the ends of my eyebrows, to just sharpen up the tail like this, which I am quite slack and I don't do very well. And yeah, I really like it for that, and I really only use it just like right there. So I do love that. And then I got my I don't know how much it costs, but I'm pretty sure that the Anastasia Brow Wiz is very expensive. And I know this is going to get used up really fast because it's so tiny. And every time I use it, I'm twisting it up. So I got I think this is a Sea Beauty one, even though it says made in Germany. It's Sea Beauty. The brand is Miss Lynn. I don't know if you can see that. If it's going to focus. But this is in like a dark color, probably the darkest color they have. I don't know exactly what it is because I cannot see it, but the name is hilarious. It's called Brow Chicka Wow Wow Ultra Precision Defining Eyebrow, and that's the spirally end, and that's the front end. See, it's teeny tiny. And I do quite like it. It's a little bit bigger than the brow is, but it's a fraction of the cost, so I can live with that. And it's thin enough compared to the kind of brow pencils I usually like to use, which are these ones that are very, very thick, that, you know, it works really well. And this is my, what is this? Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Retractable Eye Pencil. So I've been using these. And then on the eyebrow front today, the brow gel / glue front, I've been using my DIY brow gel. Today, that's all I've got in here except for that little bit in the end that I just put on. And I've been using the tinted one. And this is just the glue. So I've labeled them now so I can tell them apart because the containers are exactly the same. So the orange one is the glue and the green one is the brow gel. And I've been using that a lot and really, really enjoying it. On the foundation front, what did I have that I was holding that? Oh, there we go. Eyeliner. I've been using my Mecca Max Zoom Shadow Stick. This is the one in brown. You can see it's completely flat now because I use it with a brush like this. And I basically just take it off the top and then apply it as eyeliner. And this is fantastic as eyeliner. And it's a really, really nice deep chocolate brown, which I like instead of black every now and then. So it works really, really well. On the face front, I haven't been doing a lot of face and foundation and things like that. But when I have, and I think I talked about it last time, because I've been using this non-stop, is my Chanel CC Cream Correction Fluid Complete Correction Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 20. And I have it in the color Beige Rose. And I'm trying to look up at it. I can't tell how far. There's still plenty left. So I've been using that. And then there was a sale on the 𝐿𝐹 website. And I only ever shop at, well, I'll buy anything from 𝐿𝐹 here when it's on sale. And it was 40% off. So I grabbed this. So it ended up being like $10. Which is the new Soft Glam Satin Foundation. I've used it like for at least a week or two, pretty much nonstop when I've worn makeup, but I haven't paid enough attention to it to tell if I like it or not. I don't hate it, but it's not like this where it's like, oh my gosh, why haven't I been using this a lot more? This is amazing. This has been okay. I like it enough, but I think I need to spend a bit more time with it before I actually figure out if I love it. So I need to report back. Use it a bit more, pay a bit more attention, and, you know, see how I feel about it. And then I cracked out my 𝐿𝐹 Liquid Poreless Putty Primer to use with it, because I'm still bouncing around on the whole primer front. I haven't found something that I've like settled on and gone, okay, I love this, and I'm just gonna use it up. So I'm not there yet. And I also, on the foundation front, decided to pull out my Wet n Wild foundation. This is the dewy finish, the Photo Focus dewy finish in soft ivory. And these foundations, okay, I don't like this petal. It's weird. But these foundations are amazing. Wet n Wild make such good makeup, and I wish we had better access to it here in Australia, because it's incredibly affordable, and they don't do like a lot, I don't think, but what they have is such good quality, and I just I just love the foundation. I also have their regular, which is supposed to be their matte foundation, but I don't find it very, very matte because I don't like very, very matte. And this is sort of like, I would say, a medium coverage, but it's a good enough medium coverage that I can be very happy with it if I want to wear something with coverage. So that's been really nice. And then what else for the face? I'm still working my way through my cool brown contour that I'm slowly working. I'm not wearing any today. Today, all I did was throw on some blush. And this color actually works well for me. I do really like it. It's one of those DIY jobbies where, you know, I had a few colors. I didn't know, it wasn't quite what I wanted, and I decided to just throw it all into a mortar and pestle and grind it all up together into a powder. And I don't mind loose powder products. I actually like loose powder products, and got this color, which is actually my favorite, one of my favorite contour colors, and I love this color. So I've been using that. The couple of times I've contoured, which has not been much at all. I think, you know, in the last couple of months, I've contoured like 3 or 4 times. So most of the time, this is kind of the face I'm having, which is just a little bit of powder, eyebrows, cheeks, and a lip color of some sort. And usually it's my everyday red, which today is in my purse or not. Or maybe it's in my travel bag because we went away for a couple of days and I brought that along. So I'm not sure. Okay, what else do I have? Oh, this, I think I talked about this. I've already talked about this. This blush. This is the Milk Jelly Tint Blush. And I'm a little bit scared to put it on my hand. I can't even do that because it's already set on my finger. And can you see that color? This is amazing. I love it so much. And I keep wanting to, I'm sitting in the bottom of it, so I should keep that out because I want to use that, and I want to use it up before it dries out. But it is so nice. It's like this, just this tint. It is like if you've ever used the Benefit Benny tint, which is like really liquidy. It's like that, but in a wobbly jelly form, or like I guess the Americans call it Jello. So imagine Jello, right? Wobbly jelly kind of thing. It's in that type of format, and it actually does jiggle, you know, if you have the full thing. And it's just, it's such a beautiful stain on the cheeks. It looks so natural. It wears so well because it stains and it sets, and you know, you just, it's really hard to get it to budge. Look at that. I'm gonna red finger now. So it is just stunning. And so I want to use it up before it dries out. And at some point when Sephora has a sale, I'll probably grab one. Unless I can find a more affordable alternative in like a C Beauty or a K Beauty brand or something like that. On the lips, what else have I done on the face? I wore this a few times. This is my nude sticks. This is gorgeous, actually. This is a sort of a nudie blush color. And I have to admit, I'm surprised how much I like it. It looks really nice on my cheeks. This swatch does not do it justice. But it looks really, really natural and really, really fresh on my cheeks, and I just love it. It does look really, really nice. It's the only nude sticks product I actually own or have ever tried. So, and I think nude sticks is carried here in Sephora. Is it Sephora? I'm actually not sure. But if I ever get through this, and I don't need more colors because I have blush coming out of my eyeballs, I might consider something else. But this is a mini, and it was probably a points gift or something from Sephora or Makeup. One of those. Okay, am I done with the... No, I've got 2 more face things. 3 more face things. This is my Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I tried it a while ago. This is only a mini, and there's only about that much of it left. I tried it a while ago, and I hated it. I did not like it at all. And I decided to pull it out and try it again and use it again because I just want to use it. And now I like it. So, I don't know. It doesn't... I feel like it doesn't fill in my pores and it's not blurring enough, but it's very grippy. So if there is a version of something like this, which is very grippy, that holds onto your foundation, but is also pore blurring, that would be perfect. But I am going to use this up. So hopefully in the next several months, I'll get through that. And I don't remember if I've talked about this. I did get this. This is fairly new. And when I say fairly new, I want to say it goes back a month or 2 or maybe more. But I grabbed this again as eyeshadow. So this is going to last me absolutely forever. But that is, look at the shine on that. It's just got a little bit of a shimmer, glow. And that light mid-tone bronzy brown color. I love that color on my eyelids. So that I am using as an eyeshadow. And then finally, last cheek thing. This is from 𝐁𝐥𝐵𝐿. And this is their Moonside highlighter in the color, I don't know. Is the color Dream Strobe or is the color Moonside? I think the color is Dream Strobe. It feels a bit chunky, if I'm being honest. It's really nice. It's very pretty. I do like the color, but it doesn't feel as smooth as I would like it to be. But I have worn that a couple of times and I don't mind it. So I just need to spend a bit more time with it. But I feel like it leaves behind a little bit too much sort of shimmery, glittery particles that I don't love, because I do like that sort of just a sheen of glow. And finally, lip stuff, which hasn't been much because, to be fair, most of the time I'm just either wearing my everyday red or my everyday pink. This is the everyday pink. The everyday red is, I don't know, in my purse, in a travel makeup bag, in the office, somewhere. But you've seen them before, so that's just, it looks exactly like this except red. So there you go. But I did wear this Sephora Cream Lip Shine on my lips for a video, because those 2 that I showed you earlier that I'm getting rid of, I ended up, because it looked so horrible, I ended up taking it off like in the middle of the video and reapplying this. And this is super duper pretty. Look at that. That is so pretty. And I have to say that, I mean, my lips are fine now, but like a day or 2, like the next day after I was faffing around with those 2 matte lipsticks that I'm getting rid of, my lips got really dry and they started to peel. And I always know that it's just my lips being unhappy with me, because they're very, very sensitive and very, very fussy about lip products. And that's part of the reason why I wear a lot of lip stains and lip tints. They're mostly Korean, because I find they're really hydrating. They still give me that shine and that hydrating glossy gel texture, and then it wears down into a stain, which works for me. So that's kind of why I love that particular texture and type of lip product. So this is pretty old. I've had it a long time. I don't wear it every day because it doesn't actually set, and I don't like the fact that it doesn't set. So I always feel as though it's just gonna, like, you know, do that and get very messy. I need another wipe. And so it's one of those that I only really use when I'm filming, or if I know I'm going to be wearing it just for a very short period of time, like if I'm doing a meeting or something like that, so I don't have to worry about it just getting everywhere and, like, oh, you know, not coming off and making a mess, because I'm not about that. I also have been using my e.l.f. There's not much left in this, and it's such a tiny, tiny little tube. This is in the color Fiery Red, and this is e.l.f.'s version of a glossy, like, lip stain or a lip tint. And I don't know if you can see it, but this one's quite sheer. You do have to build this up. And I find that I have to go back in a couple of times just to get the level of color I like. But that's really pretty. And I have been, mostly because it's almost gone, so I'm just trying to use it up. And see, it stains. And that's the thing I like about these, is they leave like a tint or stain behind. So it basically means that even if it wears off, I still have a little bit of color left on my lips, which is good. I've been using my Rare Beauty, but I haven't been using it as much because I've kind of been wanting to just use some other things, because I was finding I was just using it non-stop. But this is the color Wonder, which is their pink color. It's the deepest pink color that's pink on me that I like. One thing you do need to know about these Rare Beauty lip tint oils, I think they call them, and see how it stains, is that it does darken once it goes on your lips. So when I applied that there, I think you notice it was quite a bright, and it's also because of the lights, it's quite a bright pink. It's actually more of a deep mauvey pink on my lips once it's like set. And finally, in terms of the lip tints, lip stains, this is the Lip Glaze Original. I don't know the name of the brand. I really don't know the name of the brand. I know we bought this in Singapore when I was out shopping with Hubby when we were there a couple of years ago. Because one of the things when we were passing through Singapore on the way to visit Hubby's family in the US was I knew I wanted to do a little bit of K-beauty shopping in Singapore, because, you know, there's more Asian beauty in Singapore than there's here in Australia. And so this is such a pretty color. This is probably not the most long wearing of all the lip stains that I have, but it's nice. And again, it's got that hydrating, glossy, cushiony texture to it that I really, really like. And, you know, it stains. So you can see there's a theme there. This is just something that I like. Okay, last two things. This is the NARS, what is it called? Sheer lip balm thing. I apologize, I do not know the name, but I love it. This is one of my favorite sort of sheer red hydrating lip balms. It's from NARS. This is in the color, oh my word, this is in the color Turbo, and it is the Afterglow Balm. There you go. I don't know if you can even see it, but because it's so shiny. And there's something very special about the texture and the color of this, and it feels amazing on the lips. And then 𝐁𝐥𝐸 Beauty, the brand that is the king of copying everybody else and coming out with alternatives, came out with their version. The thing I do like about the 𝐬𝐥𝐾 Beauty one is that it's a magnetic closure. But look, how identical are these two, right? So you know what they're copying. They're not even, you know, apologetic about it. But the color's not the same. And the texture, even though it's sheer and it looks like it could be the same, it's not. It does not feel the same on the lips. And I don't like it nearly as much on the lips. And the only reason I ever buy, well, the only time I ever buy Chemist Warehouse 𝐬𝐥𝐾 Beauty, oh, it does smell nice though. It smells like strawberries. Is when it's 50% off from Chemist Warehouse or Woolies. So that's the only time I will ever buy it. And I don't love it, but I have been making an effort to wear it and just use it up, and then I'm done with it. Okay, that is it. That was a lot. That was 50 minutes. And by the time I'm done with this and saying goodbye and everything, it's probably 52 minutes because I do talk a lot and I ramble. And I know hubby is going to tell me, you've talked a long time and your throat has not been in the best shape because of all the flu and the chest infections and things like that. So I'm going to go and see if I can get him to make me a cup of tea. Okay, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you liked having a glimpse at what I've been using the last few weeks to a month. I'm not really sure. It's been a while. And I will catch you next time. Thank you. Do all the YouTube-y things, like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.